Anytime you want. It's all yours.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a special edition of the SoloMid.net 1v1 tournament. Today we are in the round of 8. We do have Heimerdinger being played by Ginormous Noob, which is most likely a misnomer here. He's probably not that bad. And going up against, I do believe it's HaoZ, like Chaos just instead of the C, HaoZ. And he's going to be playing Dr. Mundo. Now they will be going 1v1 solo mid. Everyone else here not going to be playing in these matches. So we will be watching these guys very closely as they go up against each other here in the round of 8. Now, round of 8, there was 512 players playing this tournament, and these guys have narrowed it right down. So, big props to that just off the bat. You know, give everyone a round of applause. I know not really that many people were very impressed with the last round. We did see Inept versus Camera, and there's a lot of talk in the IRC about that. But hey, you know, these are the round of 8. They got here, so that's an impressive feat by themselves. Right now, we are watching HaoZ as Mundo. He's running around up top. He does have himself Smite. And that's actually a very weird choice to go with for a 1v1. Usually you'd go something a little more offensive-minded. Sometimes you'll go a little bit more defensive-minded. For example, Heimerdinger here goes with Flash and Teleport. Now, Teleport is a great option for these kind of matches because it allows you to get back to town, do some buying, and then just come right back into the lane because the rules are first death or first blood, and you really don't want to be giving up either of those. So minimizing your downtime, #1 priority. Again, Mundo, he's just gone something a little bit different. He's gone with the Smite. So I'm going to have to see what exactly he has in mind for that. I mean, other than just picking up a stray turret or not turret, it's a stray catapult or a stray minion, maybe he's going to try to go for the red buff, maybe the blue buff. We'll just have to wait and see. We are just waiting for both participants to hit the mid here. On your camera, I believe, is Messiah. So you guys do have Heimerdinger in your sights. I do have HaoZ here, and he's up by our red buff. So maybe he is going to be trying an early red buff and then come into the lane. There's Heimerdinger now, and he has gone himself a Dorn's Ring as well as a health potion. Just taking a quick look at his stats, nothing in the plus attack damage, not too surprising with a Heimer, but he does have 17 ability power, only 15 of that coming from that ring. Now we are looking at Mundo up top. He has successfully gotten himself the red buff, and now he's going to finish off these little lizards, and now he's just most likely going to be coming to lane with that red buff. It may or may not make the world of difference here. But let's take a quick look at what he has for skills, for stats. 59 attack damage, 0 there, 0 extra ability power as well. So I'm kind of curious what he threw his talents into. I do have a sneaking suspicion it was probably defensive, knowing that the Mundo, he has no mana to be burning here at all. But he's also started off to a very big disadvantage with that red buff. He is also very wary right now. 300 hit points sitting there. Now I do know that Heimerdinger, he was just remade currently, and right now we do have Mundo. He's going to go on the offensive. He's going to try to use this red buff to catch Ginormous Noob. But no, he is going to run away. Too many creeps there. He does not want to be tanking. That could be baited into something that could be very erroneous in his favor. And he does have low health right now. I mean, the Doran Shield, it's working away, trying to get him all that passive. And of course, with his own passive, it does restore that hit points automatically. So it is kind of weird that both heroes do have passive health regeneration, unless of course they changed that with Heimer, but I'm not too sure they did. But right now we do have Ginormous Noob. He's already back in the lane. He used his health pot, but he's doing A-okay, and now we're just going to settle back a little bit to the laning in this point. So Dorn's Ring versus Dorn's Shield, and really I haven't seen any cleavers coming out of Mundo yet. He was chasing down Ginormous Noob with his Burning Agony, and but it just was not enough to grab him a first kill. I mean, at 3 minutes, that would have been a very quick game. I mean, round of 8 typically expects stuff to go a little bit faster than that. Now, Ginormous Noob, he also still has Flash. Flash Teleport, as I said, more of a survivability combo, and now we know exactly why Mundo went with that Smite to grab that early red. So an early red to a Ghost with that red buff. I mean, if he had a cleaver, it might have been the end of Ginormous Noob, but he did not want to take that chance. A little bit of spam coming out here from the Heimerdinger, and right now it's just they're going to settle back at this point. In the next little bit, probably not too much is going to be going down. We did have a skill go off there on HaoZ, but not too sure what it was. It looked like a heal. He doesn't have heal, and he definitely didn't go up in hit points, so I'm probably going to get flamed a little bit for that. Oh well. Right now, I mean, Mundo, he is melee. That red buff is going to be running out on him fairly soon. So I'm not too sure what else. Okay, it's actually now already gone. So that advantage that he had, now totally gone. Smite, at this point, is just going to be used for creeping. And of course, we do not have that creeping rule here in the SoloMid.net rules anymore. It does look like he is finally going to go back to town. This could be a big opportunity for Ginormous Noob to hit down a lot of the hit points on this tower. He has already set up a turret, but it's not close enough to be landing any shots on that tower. And at this point, it looks like he's going to go back as well. I can just barely see that in the fog. Big difference here. Ginormous Noob, he does have teleport. He's going to come almost... He's actually probably going to land on this turret if it's still alive. Now... that turret's actually going to probably be going down. He's not going to get back to that, but both participants should be ending up in their lane at the same time. What has Mundo gone? He now has himself a pair of boots, so he's most likely going to be trying to do another combo with Flash, maybe the red buff again, but maybe at the same time could be a cleaver. 3 health potions going down here on Mr. Mundo, so he really doesn't want to get caught unaware again. I mean, at the beginning of the game with the Doran Shield and a 1 potion, of course, all you have is that kind of money, but both players have been farming a little bit. Heimerdinger, 33 creep kills right now, 16 only on HaoZ, so that's a good amount of gold lead. And what has he done with it? He has his own boots, another Doran's ring, so he's pumping the ability power, and 2 health pots of his own. Now, the big difference here is that level 6, which is going to be coming up pretty soon, this Mundo is good. There it is, level 6. He's going to have access to his ultimate, which is a great health regeneration tool. Could be seeing a big tower dive here, a little bit of tower spam going down. HaoZ is really playing it very close, 200 hit points. He pops that ultimate of his. He's just going to be going right back up there with the help of his Dorans as well as his potions, and just the spam coming out of Ginormous Noob is going to just try to keep his hit points low. That's what you want to do. Keep him low so you can go in for some kind of combo. I mean, I haven't played with the new Heimerdinger yet, so maybe some people can theorize a little bit about what they're going to be doing. But right now, the only possibility I can see is that flash to a blind to a heat-seeking rocket, maybe with a frost turret somewhere thrown in the line there. I don't quite think we have the mana for that. We do have a lot of mana regeneration here on Heimer, +8 right now according to his items. He might have more simply because of his abilities and masteries and runes, not too sure, but at this point mana's not going to be an issue for him. It's almost like Manaless going up against Manaless, and that heat-seeking missile of his, just great damage going down. I mean, he's keeping up the harass right now. We are keeping consistently under half health here for Mundo, in about the 500 range now that he's beefed up a little bit, but he's used all 3 of his potions, and right now that's the end of it. Popping his ultimate, popping that potion, he's going to have nothing left when it does come down to an encounter, and I'm really hoping we do see some kind of movement from both at this point. I mean, right now the red buff is respawned. He could easily go and get it, but that would be leaving the lane and giving not only a big level advantage to that Heimerdinger, but most likely a lot of tower damage as well, and we do not want to be seeing that at all. So it does look like he's going to go a little bit offensive right now. I did not see the ghost pop out of that, so he's not going to be doing there. We do have nimbleness, so we do have at least 11 points into the defensive tree here for Mundo. Most likely he's gone all 200 hit points now. Ginormous Noob is going to be very confident. He's thrown up that turret, and now look at this creep wave. They're just going to be autoing this tower. This might very well be the end of the game right now. He does go a little bit offensive here. HaoZ, 150 hit points. He's actually going to go back to town, going to be depending on these creeps to keep that tower alive right now, but that tower is sitting at 870 hit points out of 2,000. I mean, it's over half dead. This is a big opportunity for Ginormous Noob to just do the work. Right now, we do have ghost popping here for Mundo. He really wants to get back to this lane before he loses, but just so many free shots going down on this tower. 600 hit points, 550, 500. He will get there in time to fend this attack off, and at the same the cleaver hitting the creep, not exactly chase material there, but oh my gosh, right now Mundo very big disadvantage in this game, under leveled, under farmed. Let's take a quick look at those creep kills. 61 creep kills right now on Heimerdinger, and that is not quite doubling this Mundo, he's at 41. He's actually picked himself up a third Doran shield, definitely going very tanky, or at least trying to, but all that plus armor that he's gathering, he's at 92 armor right now, probably does no lick of good at all for a lot of these Heimerdinger spells. I mean, he is stacking those ability power rings, and I mean, that's very indicative of a lot of magic damage going down. I mean, that's fairly obvious at this point. He's going to try to cleaver him. He is really trying to keep Ginormous Noob in this lane. He does not want him retreating at all, and he's doing a good job of it right now, kind of pushing the creep lane a little bit, but Ginormous Noob, he has a good safety net at this point. Full health hero, full health tower, and right now he will have his creep wave coming back right now. Mundo is going to do the tower dive. He's not going to be attacking Ginormous Noob. He is going to be hitting that tower, but he does not want to be taking tower spam at this point. Nothing actually going to be coming out of that. He's most likely going to be trying to cleaver him, but Ginormous Noob positions himself pretty good. Not going to be enough, however, and right now he just really wants to keep him in this lane. He knows that if he goes back, there's a good chance right now that HaoZ, who has no health potions whatsoever, is not going to be coming out of this game. Now, I do not see Heimer at this time. It does look like Mundo, he'll be going back to town. Most likely Heimer is already back in town, and now it's going to be a little bit of creeps on creeps in the mid. There goes the teleport. Heimer is now back in town. 4 Doran's rings, 79 ability power sitting on this. He's almost going to be completely manaless at this point. I mean, that's just a good amount of regen. He's going to go for the tower dive right now. HaoZ is calling the GG, but right now, is it going to be enough to kill him? Ginormous Noob is taking a lot of damage right now, but no, it is going to be attacking that turret. One shot would have been enough. So very close, but Heimerdinger taking that match over Mundo. I do believe we are going to be forcing a game number 2, so we will see you guys there.